Oh, where you watch? Look where you watch. Know where you watch. Choose the right thing to watch. And this enough to watch. Sticky Stucky Sweet TV with Keith Gag on Facebook and YouTube. And that enough to watch. The movie star fly take off from Pelpa Time TV said that. Boom!
A big sound, a play a big tune.
Ja Holy Emmanuel, I woy. Ja Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon. Well, Gideon go busting out them head again. So much oppression poor people face right now. Them crying out for freedom. Them crying out for free speech. Then said them want to stand up like them black liberators, like Malcolm X and Martin Luther and the ancient monarchy where come pave the way, sir. Free up black people from me tear down them fence, yeah. Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon, well, the Gideon go busting out them head. I listen, I see, I the power of the Trinity. Give us the teaching of His Majesty, and we know war, not every...
Blue, Mr. Gargan, blue.
Oh. Somebody ball out one. Somebody say take them out. Lift your hand and say mighty God. Reverse them, move them, pull them out, spray them out. Every cockroach, every rat, every criminal, reverse them. Every chichi boy, pull them out of parliament. Every criminal, every scammer, every political scammer whose account can't count, all of them whose account can't count, back them out, spray them, they push them, some push up in our parliament, run them out, I drink out the milk, pull them out, pull them out. Mighty God, reverse them, indict them. Mighty God, mighty God, mighty God. Holy Ghost, send a Holy Ghost. I spit them, deport them out of God's house. Some people in there want get deported back of their yard.
Wow. So what you want to say about these things here? One thing I want to say here, because Central America, as I said, my people really speak my name and start beginning the races that I want to be there. Yeah, we increase our margin by 3. But not by 9 weeks. We're now, we went to 471 dollars per so that means that you're very, very good money. All right, amazing, great. My first office is tomorrow. Perfect. Get this sorted today. We'll start working again. All right. That's fun. That's fun. What else do you want to catch? All right. No, all right.
Let your taste buds experience the ultimate satisfaction from PT Kitchen, Filipino tools operated by Jamaican finest chef Daryl Stevens, who master his skills by hand selecting the finest herbs and spices used in every dish. PTT Kitchen and Keto offers takeout lunches Tuesday to Thursday. You can pick up your orders and take advantage of our delivery services. We also offer the best catering services right here, right now. So enjoy our luxury setup. Exceptional cuisine with lots of varieties from cocktails to wedding, graduation, birthday, repass, corporate events, and more. We are here to serve you. Every food is freshly made on site to satisfy your cravings and make your palates asking for more. Email us at pttkitchenja@gmail.com. Find us on Instagram at pttkitchenja. Contact us at 876-865-4587 or 876-426-2281 and experience the ultimate satisfaction.
Yes, welcome back. Opposition, force, members of parties, and senators and seated party. You're going to see in a few members of the government, members of side government for the Prime Minister, and his office, very shortly down the street, heading into the parliament. And then thereafter, we will have full coverage of what is happening and what's happening right here in front of us. We were successful in the government, we have a strong opposition. Opposition is setting stronger than the government when it comes to justice. The general election party said, Montreal, you are among most of the right. So you remember, I gave my position as to lead the opposition council members. And I am told by the general election today, Montreal, you are most of the right. So let me see Jamaica. Oh, full and great that we got there. But Jamaica is very hot. The labor rights are going to come down shortly. I don't listen. The labor rights are coming down shortly. As you can see, there is that right up here. Yes, Jamaica. As you can see, I am not here. I don't want to be converted. I don't feel right. But you can see Jamaica. You can see them from a distance. You can hear them from a distance. And then they are coming out in short order. In about the next 5 or 6 minutes. I will show you them from a distance. I want to hear them. I will show you them from a distance. They're having a party here. Even if it's not a hurricane, I'm going to come with that. Let's go with it. Let's go with that. There's one person I got to go here. The comments are giving them lives. We're giving them the lives. We're giving them the shield. We're giving them boring our class. That's what we're going to do.
Returning and their support. Given by the clerk of the Democrats whose they will rely on for support. Guide this chamber, O Lord, that it may be a place of sober reflection and wise counsel. May the President's chair be honored, and may the debates conducted here be marked by courtesy, considered reasoning, humility, and respect. May the leaders of government and opposition business in the Senate be moved to collaborate with best practices, preserve, and mutual respect as a central component of their viewpoints. Keep pride from triumphing through humility and ambition from overshadowing service. We pray for all senators here now, you and those who are appointed to serve, and in particular, those seated here who are tasked with leading the cabinet in areas of education, transformation, and other critical reforms. Grant them clarity of vision to improve schools, uplift communities, and strengthen future generations. Bless the Senate in its role in constitutional reform and in shaping laws that confront crime, secure justice, and preserve the dignity of every citizen. Keep senators and their candidates safe, and grant them courage to serve selflessly, with compassion for those who are too often forgotten, the poor, the elderly, the disabled, and the vulnerable. May the work of this chamber unite rather than divide our people, so that justice, truth, and peace may truly be ours forever. Now unto the King eternal, immortal, invisible, the only wise God, be honor and glory forever and ever. Amen.
Summoning Parliament, proclamation. By His Excellency, the Most Honorable Sir Patrick Nixon Allen, Member of the Order of the Nation, Knight Grand Cross, the Most Distinguished Order of St. Michael St. George, Commander of the Order of Distinction, Knight of Grace of the Most Venerable Order of St. John of Jerusalem, Governor General of Jamaica. Whereas it is provided by subsection 1 of section 63 of the Constitution of Jamaica that each session of Parliament shall be held at such place and shall commence at such time as the Governor General may by proclamation appoint. And whereas it is expedient that a session of the Parliament of Jamaica should be held at such place and commence at such time as shall hereinafter appear. Now therefore, I, Patrick Vincent Allen, member of the Order of the Nation, Knight of Grand Cross, the Most Distinguished Order of St. Michael and St. George, Commander of the Order of Distinction, Knight of Grace of the Most Venerable Order of Hospital of St. John of Jerusalem, Governor General of Jamaica, in exercise of the power conferred on me by subsection 1 of section 63 of the Constitution of Jamaica, do hereby proclaim and make known that a session of the Parliament of Jamaica shall be held at George William Gordon House in the parish of Kingston on the 18th day of September 2025, commencing in respect of the Senate at 11 a.m. and in respect of the House of Representatives at 11:30 a.m. Given under my hand and the Board seal of Jamaica King's House, this 16th day of September in the year of our Lord 2025 and the 4th year of the reign of His Majesty King Charles III. God save the King. In accordance with Standing Order Number 2, I now call upon the members of the Senate to elect one from among your number, one who is not a minister or parliamentary secretary, to be president of the Senate.
Madam Clerk, I beg to nominate Thomas George Louis Tavares Simpson as president.
The Clerk, please second the nomination. Senator Honorable Thomas George Louis Tavares Simpson has been nominated to be the president of the Senate. Are there any other nominations? No? So there being no other nomination, I declare Senator the Honorable Thomas George Louis Tavares Simpson to be elected as president of the Senate. May I now invite Senator Honorable Thomas George Louis Tavares Simpson to make and prescribe some recommendations.
I, Thomas George Louis Tavares Simpson, do swear that I will faithfully and bear allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God. Thank you. I now call upon the members of the Senate to elect one among not being a minister or parliamentary secretary to be the deputy president.
Mr. President, I beg to nominate Senator Charles Anthony Sinclair as deputy president.
Mr. President, I beg to second that nomination.
1 minute. You never know. Are there any other nominations? There be none. I declare Senator Charles Sinclair as the president of this honorable Senate. I, Charles Anthony Sinclair, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God. So call on the other members of the Senate to make and subscribe to the oath of allegiance. Madam Clerk.
Albion Rochester Hill.
I, Albion Rochester Hill, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold, defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Senator Nina Elizabeth Johnson.
Allons-y, commençons à pratiquer l'anglais. What is your name?
My name is Kendrick.
How old are you?
I, Nina Elizabeth Johnson Smith, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God. Dana Elizabeth Morris Dixon.
I, Dana Marie Elizabeth Morris Dixon, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God. Keisha Gay, can we do this one? I, Keisha Gay Kelly Anderson, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God. Rosemary Bennett, I, Rosemary Bennett Cooper, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God. What about Bernard? I, Alan Bernard, swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, I will uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God. Lambert Alexander Brown. Surely to Jamaica, and I will uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, and I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God. Chief Patrice Duncan. I can small fun. Do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God. Lincoln Roman Descendant. I, Lincoln Roman Descendant, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, and will uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God. Cameron Anthony Gale. Do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God. Cherie Samantha Holding Campbell. I, Cherie Samantha Holding Campbell, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God. Marlon Andre Morgan. I, Marlon Andre Morgan, do solemnly, sincerely, and truly declare and affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. Floyd Emerson Morris.
Emerson Morris. Do solemnly, sincerely, and truly declare and affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, that I will faithfully and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. Honorable First Martin. I, Honorable First Martin, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God. Ramon O'Neill Small Ferguson. I, Ramon O'Neill Small Ferguson, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, and I will diligently and impartially discharge my duties to the people of Jamaica. So help me God. Christian George Louis Tavares Vincent. I, Christian George Louis Tavares Vincent, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God. Juanita Team. I, Aziki Wadada Lim, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God. Elon Beresford Thompson. I, Elon Beresford Thompson, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God. God bless you. Your life on earth matters has purpose. You put the shares like this to learn what God has always known about you. Why is he here? And finally, Cleveland Matthews Tomlinson. I, Cleveland Matthews Tomlinson, swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God. This opportunity to welcome all our visitors today and welcome all Jamaicans in particular who are observing this event in Jamaica and throughout our communities overseas. It's an important part of the democratic process, what we are doing here, and the Senate being the review chamber. It is really the intellectual hub of our democracy. I had intended, Madam President of the Jamaica Council of Churches, to give you senators and commission as to their responsibility as members of the Senate. You, however, said everything that I had intended to say, but you directed it to a higher order. So I just invite the members to contemplate the sentiments expressed by the President of the Jamaica Council of Churches. He really has said everything that I want to say.
I take the opportunity to welcome the new members of the Senate, indicate that in short order we will be a orientation session to go through standing orders and the rules of the Senate. It would be remiss of me not to say that the last session of the Honorable Senate of Jamaica accomplished a number of very important things. I like to consider that the contribution to the Senate was referred to as the crime bills has played an important role in the reduction of the scourge murder in this country. Beyond that, our standing orders committee is about our standing orders committee is about completing almost 7 years of deliberation. Senator Professor Floyd Morris began the process of some years ago, and we are in the process of finishing. It would also be remiss of me not to recognize that in our last dispensation, a number of our colleagues played particularly important roles in me. So I run the risk of perhaps incurring the wrath of those who are not here with us today, some of whom have been called to lower service elsewhere. But it would be remiss of me not to mention a few of them. And I start with Dr. Sophia Longmore, always introduced a sense of humanity into all our debates. I certainly also will miss Senator Fraser Binns, who had the capacity to introduce the environment into every debate. You will certainly miss that. I guess if I say I had a particular on this as well, Senator Jennings, who spoke passionately on the interests of the tourism industry specifically the tourism industry in St. And of course, John Webby, who in short order we will have a special session in relation to him. Just before I close, I keep telling Professor Morris that he needs to get a second opinion from his wife on his wife's choice of his outfits because she has given him a bright green outfit this morning. And I know that was not your intention. You need a second opinion. And you know, it is a special day for me, but I'm not going to go down that road. But I do recognize former member of parliament, former minister of health. Depending on courtesy, who is here today to witness the appointment of the Senate. Welcome to you. Statement, Minister. Announcement.
Mr. President, I have the honor to announce that the following ministers have been appointed from the Senate. The Honorable Camilla Johnson Smith as Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Dr. the Honorable David Morris Dixon as Minister of Education, Skills, Youth and Information, and the Honorable Hobbit Hill as Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce.
Also, the Honorable House of Representatives, petitions, papers, reports from committees, notices of motion and orally, questions and answers to questions, motions that have been debated, commencement of public business crime notice, motion related to the sitting of the Senate, motions related to introduce bills, presentation of bills to the website first obtained, public business program.
Mr. President, it is not intended to do any substantive business today, but allow me to congratulate you and to congratulate the Deputy President on your reappointment to your roles. You both conducted yourself to the benefit of this nation in previous dispensation, and the unofficial Deputy Senator here. Similarly, to allow me to mention here and to welcome him back in his unofficial Deputy Senator role. Allow me also, Mr. President, to congratulate all senators from both sides, those who have been appointed and new and those who have been reappointed. Congratulations to all those who have served well, and this has resulted in your return. And those who are here, we undoubtedly expect from all of you. We welcome you to the Senate. I want to congratulate the particular leader of opposition in the Senate, Senator Scott Motley, and note the less than obvious fact that I will not be inviting you next month. It has always been a pleasure to work with you, and I have no doubt that we will have the better, more potential, and productive results given that dispensation. So we are a triumvirate, Mr. President, you won. I want to note, however, in that context, that we also operate in a context where we have 29% of the law supply on the place being compliant government. We now have 18 out of the 63. Still some work to be done, but congratulate all those who were elected. And we recognize that here in the Senate we are required by 33%. We have 7 and 3 and 4, and again that brings our parliament to 25 and 84. Good progress, excellent progress, but of course still work to be done for the political realm. Even as we recognize the role of women having been so substantively manifested in leadership in every other realm, looking at the president of the Council of Churches and representatives from the judiciary here. I do not share President's concern about the number of women in the judiciary. I think that the justice system will undoubtedly benefit from even more effective and even-handed dispensation of justice. And so welcome progress toward women in all aspects of leadership. On another note, I wish on behalf of this side to express the gratitude of Jamaica, a deep sense of humility, all gratitude for having elected the Jamaica Labour Party for government for the third term. The election on the 3rd of September was the 19th to be conducted in Jamaica in the production of the third restoration. Young, by some measurements, was mature by others, and by all reports, both local and international observers, general election and local government election by-election held on that day were something and another excellent demonstration of the maturity of Jamaica's political and electoral process. I want to, on a personal note, express my appreciation to Prime Minister Dr. House Honorable Andrew Bones for reappointing me as Senator and as Leader of Government in the Senate for a straight third term. Without being too self-indulgent, I will take notice I did serve in the Senate, and I consider it as much, if not more, of a privilege to serve today as I did in that very first time. I want to express my pastor's share in Iowa that this Senate will play its role, its part, in the constructive partnership which Prime Minister has invited the leader of the opposition to undertake. I hope that the work and the deliberations of this Senate will proceed in a collegial and respectful manner that reflects the unity and pride and indeed the desire of the Jamaican people, one that truly reflects the role and definition of the upper house. May our work in this chamber continue to strengthen and uphold Jamaica's democratic principles and traditions. May we build on our achievements, legislative and otherwise, and we have a focus on addressing the needs of our people as we continue to fulfill our promise of sustained and inclusive economic growth for Jamaica and all her people. I'm hopeful that in this chamber we will use our time diligently and creatively as we play our part in ensuring that Jamaica increases in fellowship, peace, and prosperity. And I thank you for that. Mr. President, first of all, let me say how delighted I am to be able to address your questions. I want to first of all acknowledge our guests, our special guests, who are here in all of their souls and English in their own right. I want to congratulate all the persons who have been appointed here today, not just senators, but those who have special select ministers. I have had the opportunity of observing them in the past, and so I know that they are known for their excellence, their dedication, and purpose. Mr. President, as you can see, I have some persons on my team who you will get to know as time passes. Each one brings to the table special skills, and I must thank the leader of opposition for pointing me. He is such a speech. If you will forgive me if I depart a little bit of protocol, and I especially welcome two members of the government staff, starting with Senator Rosemary Pepper, who has had the distinction of attending Marian College, place which I'm certain for you. And of course, Senator Tavares, who I look forward to demonstrate the past and the tenacity which his father demonstrates. You know, Mr. President, this is a new chapter in our service, and even though you acknowledge the achievements of the past, I urge all the members to recognize that we are turning a new page. I congratulate the government on its victory, and I embrace the words of the Prime Minister when he calls now for discussion between the opposition and the government. Because ultimately, it is important that we carry out our legislative duty, and that requires the highest level of impartiality to ensure that the legislation which we pass this House is fair, it is constitutional, and it meets the objectives. The elections are behind us. We can do our work in a less contentious manner. The people of Jamaica understand that those of us who sit here have a duty to put the nation ahead of the party. Promise the persons who are listening that we will extend a hand of cooperation, that we will carry on the work with dignity. We will always be Jamaica first. Nothing to do any further with today. And the only thing is, which I feel like I'm trying to avoid is to acknowledge the special nature of this day for you personally, Mr. President. And welcome, yes, specifically. And knowing how much it holds for you, how much importance it holds for you. You're having recognized former Minister Ferguson and the special moment he has shared with his son Ramon, who is welcome here to the Senate as well today. I feel the Senate cannot close without recognizing what an amazing thing together in time it is that you welcome also Christian, your first board, here today. And so we share that with Mr. President in all its importance. And
you're going to say happy birthday to your colleague,
okay, I'm not starting off now today. No, if I may add, President, that I'm one of my partners recognize that you're still pretty young member of the team. One who continues to write everything in which she enters. One was injected the sector of education and learning with vibrancy and deep love and interest in improving the quality that our children, the education that our children receive, and all that the system needs to transform it. Dana is celebrating another standard on the sun, and I ask us all to celebrate and a round of applause. Had I missed any other person, Mr. President, it must be, it did not intend to do any further than I asked that it be adjourned right.
Thank you very much. Sorry, I'll have a birthday.
Wise Council. May the President's chair be honored, and may the debates conducted here be marked by courtesy, considered least humility and respect. May the leaders of government and opposition business in this Senate We move to collaborate with best practices, preserve and mutual respect as a central component of their viewpoints. Keep pride from triumphing over humility and ambition from overshadowing service. We pray for all the senators here, now new and those who are appointed to serve, and in particular, those seated here who are tasked with leading at the cabinet level in areas of education, transformation, and other critical reforms. Grant them clarity of vision to improve schools, uplift communities, and strengthen future generations. Bless the Senate in its role in constitutional reform and in shaping laws that confront crime, secure justice, and preserve the dignity of every citizen. Keep senators and their families safe and grant them courage to serve selflessly with compassion for those who are too often forgotten, the poor, the elderly, the disabled, and the vulnerable. May the work of this chamber unite rather than divide our people, so that justice, truth, and peace may truly be ours forever. Now unto the King eternal, immortal, invisible, the only wise God, be honor and glory forever and ever. Amen. Opening of Parliament, a proclamation. By His Excellency, the Most Honorable Sir Patrick Linton Allen, Member of the Order of the Nation, Knight Grand Cross, the Most Distinguished Order of St. Michael and St. George, Commander of the Order of Distinction, Knight of Grace of the Most Venerable Order of the Hospital of St. John of Jerusalem, Governor General of Jamaica. Whereas it is provided by subsection 1 of section 63 of the Constitution of Jamaica that each session of Parliament shall be held at such place and shall commence at such time as the Governor General may by proclamation appoint. And whereas it is expedient that a session of the Parliament of Jamaica should be held at such place and commence at such time as shall hereinafter appear. Now therefore, I, Patrick Linton Allen, Member of the Order of the Nation, Knight Grand Cross of the Most Distinguished Order of St. Michael and St. George, Commander of the Order of Distinction, Knight of Grace of the Most Venerable Order of the Hospital of St. John of Jerusalem, Governor General of Jamaica, in exercise of the power conferred on me by subsection 1 of section 63 of the Constitution of Jamaica, do hereby proclaim and make known that a session of the Parliament of Jamaica shall be held at George William Gordon House in the parish of Kingston on the 18th day of September 2025, commencing in respect of the Senate at 11 a.m. and in respect of the House of Representatives at 11:30 a.m. Given under my hand and the broad seal of Jamaica at King's House, this 16th day of September, in the year of our Lord, 2025, and the 4th year of the reign of His Majesty King Charles III. God save the King. In accordance with Standing Order Number 2, I now call upon the members of the Senate to elect one from among your number, one who is not a minister or parliamentary secretary, to be president of the Senate. Madam Clerk, I beg to nominate Thomas George Louis Tavares Stinson as president. Madam Clerk, I'm pleased to second the nomination. The Honorable Thomas George Lewis Tavares Pinson has been nominated to be the President of the Senate. Are there any other nominations? No? So there being no other nomination, I declare Senator the Honorable Thomas George Lewis Tavares Pinson to be elected as President of the Senate. And now invite Senator Honorable Thomas George Lewis Tavares Pinson to make and subscribe to the oath of allegiance. Thomas George Lewis Tavares Pinson, do swear that I will faithfully and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God. I now call upon the members of the Senate to elect one from amongst you, not being a minister or parliamentary secretary, to be the deputy president.
Mr. President, I beg to nominate Senator Charles Anthony Sinclair as Deputy President. Mr. President, I beg to second that nomination.
One minute. You never know. Are there any other nominations? There be none. I declare Senator Charles Sinclair as Deputy President of this Honorable Senate. Tony Sinclair, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God. Now call on the other members of the Senate to make and subscribe to the oath of allegiance. Madam Clerk.
Open Rochester Hill.
Alderman of Rochester Hill, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Senator Camilla Elizabeth Johnson Smith. J'ai appris l'anglais à 50 ans grâce à cette méthode. Allons-y, commençons à pratiquer l'anglais. What is your name? My name is Camille. How old are you? I have 62. I, Camilla Elizabeth Johnson Smith, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God. Dana Elizabeth Morris Dixon. I, Dana Marie Elizabeth Morris Dixon, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God. Ishake Hewitt Anderson. Shiggy Hewitt Anderson, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God. Rosemary Bennett Cooper. Rosemary Bennett Cooper. Do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God. Rutherford Bernard.
Me, Alan Rutherford Bernard, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica. I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God. Lambert Alexander Brown. Alexander Brown. Honor and bear true allegiance to Jamaica. And I uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica. And I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibility to the people of Jamaica. So help me God. Keith Patrice Duncan. Not you, but I will be here true allegiance to Jamaica. That I will uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God. Roman Fitzhenry. Lincoln Ramon Fitzhenry. You swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God. Cavan Anthony Dale. Cavan Anthony Dale, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God. Serene Samantha Holding Campbell.
Serene Samantha Golding Campbell, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God. Marlon Andre Morgan. Solemnly, sincerely, and truly declare and affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. Lloyd Emerson Morris. Do solemnly, sincerely, and truly declare and affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, and I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. Anna Marie Scott Motley. Scott Motley. Do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God. Roman O'Neill Small Ferguson.
or Ferguson, do swear faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my duties to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Return George Louis Tavares Spencer.
He from the Tavares. Appear mafia bumbo waiting with some away. Mafia thing in go with Tavares Simpson never stop till him getting blood clot. Son, in the Senate. I'm sure if he get the longer seat there, never run him and want him. Appear bumbo with foreign family and family affair and friend affair things, you know. Peer mafia clubs.
His son, George Louis Tavares Spencer, do swear
Look
that I
at
will be
him.
faithful and bear true
I want to come to Parliament, come thief money and get rich.
Constitution,
That was a shit there. Look at him.
conscientiously,
Father Obama was criminal and so on become them young sense of them blood clot people, you know. Speak to my was someone. Yeah. Sick the fucking stomach. Paparazzi club. Be a family affair, a friend affair things. People qualify them and use them. And as for you, dirty Vanessa Phillips, you cross over from the PNP. What time we are joining the right? You come out and you try to ridicule PNP. And all these things. You lose the by-election, you lose the blood clot, everything now. You lose again. Until well, this won't get nothing.
discharge my responsibility.
You lump of shit, you.
So help me God.
That's what you charge, you know. Because you see them a put first class friend, big friend and family before you. Yeah. You know, see, you get a little piece and you said Senate, a little fight, all the fight, for the labor right, you cross over from PNP.
Sport Thompson.
And now finish on the man. Now finish. Yo, these people, shit house people. Where you come from, man?
I, Elon Beresford Thompson, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
God loves you. Your life on earth matters and has purpose. Meet with missionaries like us to learn what God has always known about you. While you're here,
And finally, Cleveland's Matthew Tomlinson. Cleveland Matthew Tomlinson, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Be a family affair, a friend affair. So Parliament can't run, that's why you see much corruption and thief. Yeah, man. That's why you have so many nasty corruption and thief.
Let's take this opportunity to welcome all our visitors today and welcome all Jamaicans in particular who are observing this event in Jamaica and throughout our communities overseas. It's an important part of the democratic process, what we are doing here, and the Senate being the review chamber is really the intellectual hub of our democracy. I had intended, Madam President of the Jamaica Council of Churches, to give the new senators an admonition as to their responsibility as members of the Senate. You, however, said everything that I had intended to say, but you directed it to a higher authority. So I just invite the members to contact.
All you boy, Tavares, you are the head of it, you know. You nastiness. That thing where you're going with. I tell you, you're one of the head of the corruption. Stinking piece of shit. You.
The sentiments expressed by the
Can't fool me, man.
President of the Jamaica Council of Churches. She really has said everything that I wanted to say.
Yeah, man, I call church, man, because I say, church, we're not talking about church.
Senate indicate that in short order we'll be keeping a orientation session also with orders and the needs of the Senate.
We're not following the rules, man, so stop it.
Not to say
You say, if God was like man,
of the Senate of Jamaica,
people would have known this.
number of very important things. I like to consider that the contribution to the Senate, what is referred to as the crime bills, has played an important role in the reduction of the scourge of murder in this country.
Now you tell me, yeah. I want them people, man.
Beyond that, our Standing Orders Committee is about Madam Leader of Government Business. Our Standing Orders Committee is about completing almost 7 years of deliberation.
Bunch of hypocrite and parasite really.
Because the process of the
Bunch of Lucifer.
process of kinship. It would also be remiss of me not to recognize that in our last dispensation, a number of our colleagues played particularly important roles to me. So I run the risk of perhaps incurring the wrath of those who are not here with us today, some of whom have been called to lower service elsewhere. But it would be remiss of me not to mention a few of them. And I start with Dr. Sophia Longmore, who always introduced a sense of humanity into all our debates.
Be a folk creator. Not no go so.
I certainly also will miss Senator Fraser Binns, who had the capacity to introduce the environment into every debate. You will certainly be missed. And I guess if I say I had a particular fondness as well to Senator Johnny Stalin, who spoke.
What a piece of shit, man.
Spoke passionately on the interests.
And it's about one backer man saying, backer man said this, where come from, we don't know. When my blood clot fighting for gold, and you look at me, he's a black man. He's a Jamaican, like man of Bomber World, slave master Bomber World. Roots him come from. Look at him.
Just before I close, I keep telling
That motor rascal, backer boss, and I'm a party. And them a come from, and when I come out, golden shirt and white. And the man born here. In fact, do a lot in Jamaica.
I know that was not your intention. I mean, I said,
President boy, you know, so one wicked rascal piece of shit, you know.
hold on, that
Real backer master. They don't like black people. They don't like ghetto people. But them use them. Kill all them son. Dark power.
here today to witness the appointment of the Senate.
I'm a killer, murderer, thief, every fucking thing I want.
Prime Minister, announcements.
Mr. President, I have the honor to announce that the following ministers have been appointed from the Senate. The Honorable Kamina Johnson-Smith as Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade. Dr. the Honorable Dana Morris-Dixon as Minister of Education, Skills, Youth and Information.
And she, nobody don't vote for her. She's an unpick from Andrew Wallace. Nobody vote for that woman. Dina Morris Dixon.
Means vote from the honorable representative. Petitions, papers, reports from committees, notices of motions given orally, questions and answers to questions, motions that may be made at the commencement of public business requiring notice, motions relating to the sitting of the Senate, motions for leave to introduce bills, the presentation of bills without leave of the Senate first obtained, public business, Madam.
Mr. President, it is not intended to do any substantive business today, but allow me to congratulate you and to congratulate the Deputy President on your reappointments to your roles. You both conducted yourselves to the benefit of this nation in the previous dispensations, and the unofficial deputy, Senator Daryl. Similarly, so allow me to mention him and to welcome him back in his unofficial deputy presidential role. Allow me also, Mr. President, to congratulate all senators on both sides, those who have been appointed anew and those who have been reappointed. Congratulations to you all, those who have served well, and this has resulted in your return. And those who are here, we undoubtedly expect the best from all of you. We welcome you to the Senate. I want to congratulate in particular Leader of Opposition Business in the Senate, Senator Scott Motley, and note the less than obvious fact that the Senate will now be led by two women once more.
Controversial sweet talk, man. Sweet talk, I'm working.
Results given that dispensation.
Not from the Labour Party. Not from the Labour Party.
The President warned.
Sweet talk not gonna work. Kamina Johnson.
We also
Kamina Johnson. Sweet talk not going to work. You're full of shit.
That the place being comprised
You
of
don't know apology.
There's some work to be done, but we congratulate all those women who were elected.
You look like you come from background as well.
7 women, 3 and 4.
That's a woman. Look at them now.
To 25 women out of 84. Good progress, excellent.
You don't know what people are hypocrite, woman. I want an MP a beat a woman with cheer. You never come out and condemn it, you know. Babs declared when fucking culture for woman or whatever. Woman gender, right? She never come out and say nothing. Who not do nothing. When I one MP beat woman with cheer on camera. And now you come out and talk about woman. When you start things, when you want, which the people want to hear, like making it look good, not piece of shit, you know. You know, stop talking about woman. Eh? You know, one MP beat one chair. You know, don't come say nothing. Nobody say nothing. Prime Minister no come out. And yeah, you piece of shit come talk about woman. You know, can't fool with me, man. You go to hell.
Congress, but of course, it works in this political realm.
Go to hell.
Women being
Yeah, woman, roll up woman. Why am I telling the people some hypocrite, you know, man?
looking at the president of the
No,
Jamaican
sir.
churches and representatives from the judiciary here. I do not share the president's concern about the number of women in the judiciary. I think that the justice system will undoubtedly benefit and even more effective and even
It's a dry shit, you woman.
for Jamaican women. Leadership.
I like wicked people, you know, and hypocrite, you know, and parasite, and people who defend the undefendable, defend the wrong, right? When you defend the wrong, and then you come and talk like when I anybody. Can't fool me on here. So anytime I talk, when I like it, I go a shit.
The ninth to be conducted in Jamaica since the introduction of universal adult suffrage. Young by some measurements, but mature by others. And by all reports, both local and international observers, the general election and local government elections, by-elections held on that day, were soundly and another excellent demonstration of the maturity of Jamaica's political and electoral process. I want to, on a personal note, express
What a liar,
my
man.
appreciation to Prime Minister Dr. the Most Honorable Andrew Holness,
Doctor, the most dishonorable.
and as leader of government.
Why don't talk it as it is?
For a straight third term.
Yeah. Through a third term. Third teeth in term.
Term the Senate, and I
Third
as much, if not more,
teeth in term.
as I did on that very first time. I want to express my hope, as I'm sure is shared by us all, that this Senate will play its role, its part in the constructive partnership which Prime Minister has invited the leader of the opposition to undertake. I hope that the work and the deliberations of this Senate will proceed in a collegial and respectful manner.
Same talk.
Unity and pride, and indeed
2016, 2020, and now crooked election, and I come to the same fucking thing again.
May our work in this chamber continue to strengthen and uphold Jamaica's democratic principles and traditions. May we build on our achievements, legislative and otherwise, and we have a focus on addressing the needs of our people.
When I have bomb clock 10 years, I want to do nothing. And now I come up with the same bomb clock thing again. But that's why I say what I go on when this bomb thing started now. Because I don't know what I go on still, you know? Yeah.
As we continue to fulfill our promise of sustained and inclusive economic growth for Jamaica.
That woman has like a piece of mouthpiece, you know.
I'm hopeful that in this chamber we will use our time diligently and creatively as we play our part in ensuring that Jamaica increases.
You know how much billion that woman waste of taxpayers' money to try to leave our house clad what them call the prison for the Caribbean or what the Caribbean with them remember, you know. But a lot of shit them going with. Waste of money. How much millions and millions. And here she come talk now. Right? Nobody no vote for her, you know.
In fellowship.
Nobody vote for this woman.
And thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, first of all, let me say how delighted I am to be able to address you as such this morning. I want to, first of all, acknowledge our guests, our special guests who are here today, all of them so distinguished in their own rights. I
want to congratulate all the persons who have been appointed here today, not just as senators, but those who have been specially selected to be ministers. I have had the opportunity of observing them in the past, and so I know that they are known for their excellence and their dedication and purpose. Mr. President, as you can see, I have some persons on my team who you will get to know as stand asses. Each one brings to the table special skills. And I must thank the Leader of Opposition for appointing me lead such a distinguished team. You will forgive me if I depart a little bit from protocol. And I especially welcome two members of the government side, starting with Senator Rosemary Cooper, who has had the distinction of attending Clarendon College, a place with which I'm slightly familiar. Of course, Senator Tavares Vincent, who I look forward to demonstrating the capacity and the
Why them people have to go them people?
his father demonstrates.
No, sir.
You know, Mr. President, this is a new chapter in our service. And even though you acknowledged the achievements of the past Senate, I urge all
Achievement?
to recognize
What achievement?
we are turning a new page. I congratulate the government on its victory. And I embrace the words of the Prime Minister when he calls now for unity and discussion.
Lower blow that.
And
You talk bullshit. No agree with you at all.
it is important that we carry out our legislative duty, and that requires the highest level of impartiality to ensure that the legislation which we pass in this House
On too distant. Some of the
fair,
PMP.
it is constitutional, and it meets the objectives of
This name politics.
the elections are behind us. We can do our work in a less
But that wanna really.
people of Jamaica, the people of Jamaica understand that those of us who sit here have a duty to put the nation ahead of our party.
Bullshit you talk. Bullshit you talk. I don't agree with you at all. I do agree with you.
That we will extend a hand of cooperation, that we will carry out the work that we do with dignity.
I don't agree with you.
Jamaica first. Mr. President.
One of them PMP people right now.
Senator Scott Martin, leader.
Mr. President, it is not intended to do any further business today. And the only business, which I feel I must, even though you tried to avoid it, is to acknowledge the special nature of this day for you personally, Mr. President. And welcome, yes, specifically. And knowing how much it holds for you, how much importance it holds for you. You having recognized former Minister Ferguson and the special moment he has shared with his son Ramon, who is welcome here to the Senate and sworn today. I feel this Senate cannot close without recognizing what an amazing coming together in time it is that you welcome also Christian, your firstborn, here today. And so we share that with you, Mr. President, in all its importance.
What does that do with the people in the ground? Eh? All they are coming and pick up.
Happy birthday to your colleague, Morris.
Okay, I'm not starting off on a good footing. No, this is
if I may add, Mr. President, that it's a wonderful moment for us all to recognize that one of us still pretty young members of the team, one who continues to brighten every room in which she enters, one who has injected the sector of education and learning with a vibrancy and a deep love and interest in improving the quality that our children, the quality of education that our children receive, and all that the system needs to transform it. Dana is celebrating another cycle around the sun, and I ask us all to celebrate that with a round of applause. Have I missed any other personal business, Mr. President? If not, it is not intended to do any further business, and I ask that the Senate be adjourned for 8 minutes.
Thank you very much. This honorable Senate now stands adjourned for 8 minutes. Madam Clerk.
Switch on before. Let us press toward the mark.
Discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Robert St. Albion, Montague.
Endowment fund. Do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Regards, Mr. Morgan.
I, Robert Mr. Morgan, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Richard Edward Hassan.
I, Richard Edward Adan, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution, the laws of Jamaica, that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibility to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Christopher Brown.
I, Christopher Brown, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica. Certain critical things are really fundamental to this exercise. And we don't feel that any effort has really been made to achieve such consensus thus far. And I look forward to seeing whether or not that will in fact take place going forward. Within the Parliament itself, I would ask that the Prime Minister reinstitute the system of chairmanship of the House committees, which was established in 2007 and continued through 3 successive governments, including the first of his terms in the current 3-term cycle that was discontinued in 2020. I think that it is necessary. It is necessary for there to be more accountability for what the executive is or isn't doing, and the committee system of the Parliament is a vital element element in ensuring that continuity. And having the government appoint chairman of the committees to set the agenda and the dates of meetings and so on is not, in our view, consistent with the aspiration of accountability which we hear being stated on both sides. And, you know, former Prime Minister Bruce Golding from that side was the one who instituted the mechanism of having the opposition appoint the chairman and persons of these committees. And it was continued by the Most Honorable Portia Simpson Miller when she was Prime Minister, and by Most Honorable Andrew Holness in his first.
Come on, talk with some boldness, man. Put some more fire in your argument. That's anything we like, you know. In a party, you have to out on the street and you really rough. A parliament more bolder than that. Take a note out of him Andrew book. When I talk, him really bold. Talk to me soft. Yeah.
We have
I like it.
successive
Want some more fire from you, man. In a parliament right now.
from the perilous heights of 147% of GDP, which was where it was in 2012, to this year, it is projected to have achieved the 60% target, which is embodied in our fiscal rules and is part of our fiscal responsibility framework in our law. Both sides can claim some degree of satisfaction in the achievement of that monumental milestone. Really, the heavy lifting began in 2012-13 with the new IMF agreement that was signed, very challenging agreement, which led to success in bringing the debt to GDP ratio down to 115% by 2016, and it has continued thereafter. So now we're with a revision in the counting protocol for GDP. The expectation is that we will achieve 60% this year. Having said that, what we have not seen is commensurate improvements in the standard of living and quality of life of our people. And all the sacrifices that have been borne by the people of Jamaica in running the high primary surpluses that have been necessary to achieve the debt reduction that we have managed to achieve must now translate into tangible benefits that the people of Jamaica can feel that they have derived from the sacrifices made.
Wow, more some more fire in my belly now. My golden belly. Yeah. More fire in my belly. Too relax. That's why, you know, you have to really be just straightforward. You can't do something strong on the campaign and fire up and now you come to parliament when them people election and attack the South. Nah, man, I want some more fire.
Investments in people, social investments that are necessary in infrastructure.
Talk up, find something that Andrew will not do, you know. And Donald Trump will not do, you know. He enforce your sins. And just talk like that and I touch your nose all them things. No, I don't think I'm going to you know. Dissect it and say, well then, we need something stronger now. Let them know, say, well, we need business.
This is what we made to the people of Jamaica in the course of the last election, seeking a third term of office.
Remember, you know, you say you're going to hold them accountable from a longer time. I say that now. I see them come back on TV election. So, and you come back and say the same thing again, you hold them to account. So, me not get it really. More some more aggressive. And your body language shows you when you see you. So that one say, don't repeat the same thing. Because you never happened in 2020. No account holding.
Levels of performance and they've been able to achieve this. And we intend to also put forward our own proposals as to how we would do that, so that Jamaica could be a place
in which the aspirations of our people.
Oh, some more playing in this argument, man. The belt is getting sharp, you know. I beat Stancy. Well, beat Stancy now in election, you know. Especially in the 21st century. A little more arrogant, bro. I feel nothing, you know.
What they need to feel comfortable and live a very good quality of life. I close by thanking the staff of Parliament for the service that they render to us day in, day out when we're here, and even when we're not here, I know the work goes on. And I would also just like
I'm
to
going
congratulate
a little bit too distant, you know. And I got me a look on. Yeah, man. So when you be in that position, you know, go overcome with guilt, you know. And Andrew, you know. And that will take a win. And the people on the street want to see that as well.
pick them up and thank them for their
Yeah, man, I want to see more aggressiveness.
Now ended her international athletic career. Special shout out to her for her tremendous. And on a sad note, we lost one of Jamaica's greatest footballers in the last week or so, Alan Skillpole. And I want to use this opportunity to express condolences to his family and friends. You know, as somebody who's a lover of football, you know, I can really say that he took the art and craft of being a baller to a higher level, and he will be sadly missed. And thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Thank you, members of the House. I hope that we can work together well, authentically. This is forward in the coming term.
Yo.
Thank you, Leader of the Opposition. Next to his feet is our Prime Minister and Minister of Defense, Economic Growth, Infrastructure Development.
My boy, you want more friend and billion, man. That doesn't true. I don't care who don't like what me say. I don't care. But that's a deal with some constructive criticism around here. That's all it is. That's me.
My congratulations on your election to the seat of Speaker of the House. It is with profound humility and renewed resolve that I rise to address this honorable House on this historic day, the swearing in of the newly elected members of Parliament and the swearing in of the members on this side who will form the.
So Andrew will easy and comfortable and not look like him nervous, something like that. Just watch him. Just watch him.
Government for a third consecutive term.
And these people will look on still, you know, and forget about the Stoner election, you know. The two different style of leader, you know. May I tell you.
Today is a reaffirmation of the mandate.
All when Andrew Wallace under deep pressure, him still spin it around, you know. And come back like him in the comfort zone, you know. Believe you me. And that me I talk about. Yeah.
Given by the people, a recommitment by all of us in this house to service, and a solemn reminder of the weight of responsibilities that rest upon us all. First, Madam Speaker, I give
So I'm trying to show people. See my movie man and his fingers. Man, what him do one of that. Him just put yourself in like him. You see, this is what I try to show you. This is what me see, and this is what me attack as a man who know about politics. Right? Politics really is. That me will show you now. Him come out now and move on him on. And this is the style of that about. Yeah.
Thanks to the Almighty who continues to guide our steps as individuals, but more so as a people. Without his providence and mercy, neither I nor any member seated here today could have reached this moment. I extend gratitude to the people of West Central St. Andrew who sent me here. To the people of
I don't want to lose him seat, you know.
have participated in democratic process, whether or not they voted for me or not. That they have participated is the important one. It is they who have established government. Of course, Madam Speaker, I express gratitude to you and the rest of my family, and indeed to my colleagues in the Jamaica Labour Party, the tireless campaigners, workers, and supporters who have kept faith with our mission, vision, and movement. Honorable members, whether you sit on the government benches or on the opposition side, let us never forget that we are here not for ourselves, but for Jamaica. Each of us sent here by the people to carry their concerns, to amplify their aspirations, and to frame into law and policy the hopes and dreams of all our citizens. Madam Speaker, I extend congratulations to all members on both sides, those who have been re-elected, and particularly to those who are newly elected. Allow me to welcome the newly elected members. Just yesterday, I stood before the nation at King's House and pledged to serve vision, wisdom, and integrity in the third term of our government. Today, as we inaugurate the new parliament, the themes remain, but the setting gives fresh weight. For it is here, within these walls, that vision must be translated into legislation, that wisdom must be sharpened through debate, that integrity must be lived out in the decisions and in the actions we take. Together, over the last 9 years, we have walked a long road. As the leader of the opposition pointed out, we have halved the national debt, restored fiscal stability, created historic levels of employment, and halved poverty. We have built new infrastructure, increased wages, invested in health, education, and we have halved murders in this country. And we have brought crime down to 30-year lows.
Yeah. Big lie again.
As I said before,
That man can lie, dry eye lie.
resting on our laurels. This new parliament is charged not with maintaining the status quo, but with advancing to a higher plane of national development. Madam Speaker, for too long, Jamaica has struggled with the legacy of insecure land tenure and informal settlements. Generations of Jamaicans have lived, farmed, and built on land without the security of a title, limiting their ability to access credit, pass on wealth, or invest with confidence. Informal settlements have multiplied, often without proper infrastructure or services, creating conditions of disorder and vulnerability. This is why I've appointed a minister without portfolio within the Ministry of Economic Growth and Infrastructure Development with specific responsibility for land titling and settlement. Land titling is not simply about paperwork. It is about reducing urban blight. enabling community upgrading, and ensuring that every new home rests on firm ground, not on sand, but on firm ground, earthwork, on the firm ground of legality and security.
Take him on, go to the people, take the people, take off with the people about them beach land with them chapter, you know.
Are more prone to exploitation.
Any land on their seaside, but them know them can do some business there. Them out take off, you might want from now, you know. His brother feel like he's smart, you know. Ah, boy.
And communities with secure tenure are more invested in all of the criminal cooperate. Formalization through land titling strengthens the rule of law at the community level, giving residents a stake in order and reducing the likelihood of their community being used as a safe haven for gangs. In this way, housing and land titling are not just economic policies, they are violence reduction strategies. To signal the priority of violence reduction, the Ministry of National Security is now the Ministry of National Security and Peace. This reflects our conviction. The task before us is not simply to enforce law and order, but to build the conditions for lasting peace. I'm happy that the leader of the opposition in his presentation pointed out, as I pointed out several times in this house, that Jamaica has had several successes in its development. One that I'm particularly proud of is that we have managed to eliminate political violence from our society. Some major achievement. And it was done in a cooperative way. I believe that this generation of leaders also has the capability to eliminate social violence from our society. While homicides have fallen to levels not seen in decades, we must address the underlying conditions that cause and sustain violence. And the new Ministry of National Security and Peace will be focused jointly.
All of the money here, all the years from 2016, a peer crime, him have the most crime more than any other prime minister, you know. Right up till just other day when the whole youth them dead off and things like that. Crime drop. So I must say crime drop for one in a one, so it drop there, right? But was saying in a 30 years, in a decade. Yo, no sir.
On ensuring that once and for all, we tackle this issue of social violence. The work to reduce crime is not only about saving lives, it is about changing the entire trajectory of the country. Every murder prevented is not just a life saved, but a community stabilized and investor reassured, a professional encouraged to stay, a business able to expand. Madam Speaker, we are already seeing this peace dividend occur. A member of Parliament for Central Kingston is a witness to the peace dividend in his constituency when he can point to certain developments taking place. So too, a member from East Kingston and Port Royal, where he can point to certain residential developments taking place. Once established is our economy will grow. I see the member from Western said that also pointing out that there are developments taking place. So, Madam Speaker, for the first time in decades, Jamaica is no longer the most homicidal country in the Latin American Caribbean region.
So I'm gonna stick on a point there. All through tonight now. I just said that the crime just go down, and I just the first go down from 2016 till now. And I must say, in the last 30 years, so what happened to the rest of the years them? I mean, have the figures them here. So I play Lima Tell again. You must stick on a point there.
This is progress, but it must not be a passing phase. The decline must be sustained as we not only root out the gangs, but also transform the communities where they once had safe havens. By removing their habitat and changing the conditions, volatile communities, and indeed all of Jamaica, can become safer and more prosperous. Indeed, Jamaicans will be able to sleep with their windows and doors open.
The man come back with it again.
It is an ambition, an aspiration from which we must not reside. And we succeed in driving down murders. And we seek to reap the peace dividends. We're seeing increased investments as capital flows into safer, more predictable communities and environments. Businesses can look forward to higher profits as they are no longer burdened with extortion and the high cost of security. But most importantly, peace and a reduction in crime encourages our best and brightest to remain here in Jamaica. It reduces the brain drain and secures the human resources necessary for the development of the country. This Parliament must therefore see violence reduction as central to our economic future. It is not a matter of security alone. It is key to unlocking our prosperity. And therefore, when it comes to the strategies for violence reduction, I again call for
Yeah, people, I show all this man are really clever, you know. I'm thinking really clever. That's what we can really say. The man a bump on crime now, crime gone down, crime gone down. And a lot about 20 people dead still and dead, you know. A lot of them say gunman them. It's not all of them, you know. But first some of them might just know the person, and then just clean up everybody. So to me, more innocent would have dead more than who really a bust the gun them. Well, anyway, them use that strategy to bring down crime. For 2015, I mean 2025. That's why that's why I'm bringing the new commissioner for. They're planting that, you know. But all this man is so slick and lie. Him say, my beat one crime, say crime down, crime down. And if you come back with the same shit, sweep with the windows and door open again. That's why I try to show you this is a Daryl prime minister, a Daryl government, but because he's slick and people take on to that. And that's what I try to use. And that's why anytime we talk about Mark William, just come out and talking frightened like, and I just some see. So Andrew always come out, pointing finger them, moving them on them, right? Mark one on the other hand, he must come out, and to me, that's not a powerful speech. As an opposition, we lose the election by they stole it, because definitely PNP would win. And then you come out the way to me. I hear what Mr. Constructive criticism, I go hold it, I'm going to draw it out. Can I compare you right now with Andrew Wallace, the type of statesmanship, because people, look, me tell you something, sometimes, we see it happen all the while. So people have to know, because this man come, I see the six when I come now, he might use this crime thing, and I come back and I say, well, then crime gone down. The lowest in the last 30 years. The lowest in the last 30 years. We show this brother really, him lie and him stick with it. And if people don't really understand, and not do them stats, then believe it. Because the man, the crime has gone down this other day. Since them try to do something, kill out a lot of innocent people, rate. Alright, crime go down. Them all massage figure anyway. Because them try to do that to them, make them look good. Because they know so that one big part. And it was so high on them. They want to come gain something now. Out of nothing. And here what I'm going to tell you, say, out of nothing now. Him say crime gone down. And the lowest in 30 years. How can a man so lie and fool? And some people here that don't believe him. Because from Andrew Wallace coming up power, 2016, no other prime minister, now so much people die on I watch. Right up to this other day, 2025, when we try to do something because election was coming. And the man will have the heart to say, well, then gone down significantly, for the last 30 years. For the last 30 years, brother. When I was 2016 elected before the first time, and 2016 is 1,345 people dead. 2016, when you take power, 2016. 2015 in a Porsche, before the election call. At 775 people lost their life. Look at a big difference. And this blood clam of piece of idiot to come talk. And like them take people for idiot. Eh? And a PMP, in 2015, when Porsche in, at 775 people, demise. You want to call it that. And 2016, when we take over, 1,345 and 54, sorry. Look on the rascal, look where it gone. Double. 2017. 2017 at 1,647. And Wellness. Yet you matter about crime gone low now in the last 30 years. What a man wicked. Eh? And I can even, just to make it look better, and the PMP 2014 at 1,004 people. So the PMP figures them from 2012. 2012, 1,102. 2013, 1,202. 2014, 1,004. 2015, 775. That means Usher was getting on crime. Now we are talking about from 2012, 1,102, 13, 1,202, 2014, 1,004. So see that get lower. And it come to 2015 now, when she called election, it was 775. So it leave a good place. And Joe, let's come fuck it up. So all them come talk about no one take, we don't ever take credit for it. And people hear them things and believe him. But me is here to break it down. So all your talk is foolishness. You have the highest crime rate in a year watch. We don't want to talk about that. But the figure is there. But there's two people now go really well, some people out there that labor right them them listen what you say and believe you. And then have a clue. That's why you say, well then, they know say well then might take one different thing. You can't fool about me. I had the figures right before me. You are the highest crime producer, murder producer ever in Jamaica. So shut this shit up. You can fool some people sometime, you know. But we think you can fool all the time. Can't do wellness. You can't do wellness. Who the heck you think you can fool all the while? Eh? Can't do wellness. We think you can fool all the while.
Non-partisan, non-political space to be created where we can work collectively and jointly to reduce, if not eliminate, social violence in our society. Yes, it is worthy of love.
It's some I try to show people with him as a statement type of way. It's some I move him on them and I fling him on them all over, point the finger, compared to when Mark Wallen attack. Him just stay steady and not giving no hand movement. These are where people look on. And pick leader, you know, because people no pick leader through policy sometimes, and most of the time too, you know. No man, they pick policy, they pick leader through image. Let me tell you that. And style. I'm going to come out there and give a little speech. The man will move him on one time. He just like him nervous. And I thought, sir, yo, me tell you something. He said, yo, me tell you something, man. But you see, when we see the crack, them, I start talking as it is. Me not go pretty up now and go around the corner. I'm a real PNP. Let me tell you that. That's why I say, when we talk, I kill you who want to come say, car. The truth is the truth. And that means with when we see something. When it comes to politics, I'm a born Labour Party, left, right, and centre. So I'm some little hole in shipping at my party. Especially in them time, when we say election was stolen. Nah, man. I have to say something.
We set out to restore economic stability in our country in a sustainable manner. Then we can say with confidence that we have achieved what we set out to do.
Lie. But that's not a boy.
Inflation is stable, reserves are strong, and
Lie, I tell man.
are among the most disciplined.
Lie, I tell. No money in the country. You want no money, I pay more tax. People gonna see what's gonna come in the coming months, you know, weeks and months now. Teacher now get paid. See China strike there. 6 months not get paid. What a boy you come and start tell so much lie? There's no money in the country, brother. Alright, you go and talk. That talk this argument might be a downfall.
With the next step, the step is growth. In this term, the government will be engaged in crafting a new medium-term economic plan. One designed not just to preserve discipline, but to unlock opportunity. This plan will
You know, adapt that. You see the body language and the movement with him on them and him turn around and him move and that. Them the things that really touch people, you know. Them things that have some belly in it, you know. And Mark going to do them. And them boy, me I tell you, say, and them things, you have to come out like that, you know. That and thing will score. Wow, yo, man, I don't know, you know.
Focus on boosting long-term growth and productivity, deepening financial inclusion and resilience, and strengthening social protection for vulnerable households. It will seek the right balance, fiscal responsibility, alongside catalytic investments in infrastructure, human capital, and innovation. The leader of the opposition, in his presentation, made an observation that though we have achieved these significant things, reduction in debt, increased expenditure in infrastructure, there are many Jamaicans who are not seeing this translated into a substantial improvement in their quality of life. And this will always give opportunity for political advantage. But once the political competition has ended, we must all refocus.
So, what fella do there in the Prime Minister? What about this, sir? Him not gonna send it. Fella get send it. We'll go check it out. We'll go check it out. I don't want to see nothing yet. Me couldn't swear, I not see him swearing. I don't know. I'll check it first before me say anything.
On the practical, the reality.
Yeah, man, this is a real mafia club, you know. Real mafia club.
Now, let us ensure that the best ideas are formed
Watch Delilah just show up.
and implemented
And they show up Delilah.
legal control the improvement in the quality of life that they deserve. So yes, there has to be a balance between the fiscal management and expenditure on creating social safety net, welfare, and promoting growth. It is this House, through debate, through exchange of ideas, through collaboration, that will determine what that balance is. And each of us must recognize our role in determining this delicate balance. Because if the delicate balance is not achieved, we risk going back to the dark days when this economy struggled to deliver the very benefits that we know are preaching that we can achieve. So the balance, Madam Speaker, is important. So this Parliament must therefore continue to support investments in education, innovation, and technology to increase national productivity. Our creative and ambitious young people must be equipped to thrive in the digital economy. Our systems of government must work faster and more transparently. Through the SPEED program, we will reduce red tape, digitize processes, and eliminate inefficiencies that frustrate growth and breed corruption. But let us be clear, productivity is not only about individuals working harder, it is about creating the enabling environment in which efficiency is possible. But more
It's a woman that selected that girl. Boy, I don't want to step on her phone. I should never listen to what go on, you know. Let's step on it. Let her them too. Boy, oh boy.
where effort is rewarded. Two important things that we should take from that statement, Madam Speaker.
is that productivity has to be a focus of the new administration, of the government, of the entire parliament. And secondly, we have to move to more performance-based systems. There is a lot of empty talk about growth, but growth is a matter almost wholly and solely about how much more can you produce. And until the minds of our parliamentarians or policymakers are focused on this question, how much more can we produce, and put the systems in place to encourage greater production, then it is only mere rhetoric about growth. So, Madam Speaker, that is why we have, as I've said, put in place SPEED, our program to reduce red tape, digitize processes, greater networking, and build cross-cutting systems to ensure that we can increase productivity in this country. Madam Speaker, infrastructure is critical for growth. And we have been investing heavily in infrastructure, no doubt. I think if any analysis were to be done, we would have to conclude that this government has probably done more than any other government in the last 50 years, would have spent more on infrastructure. But I must address a matter of national
Oh, God. No, I mean, like,
project in St. Thomas.
be a crap.
Infrastructure projects, which is so important. This project is more than asphalt and concrete. It is a statement of equity. For generations, the people of St. Thomas have felt neglect, put off, left behind. The highway is a promise that no parish will remain on the margins of life. During the campaign, and as I toured the country, it was clear that there were parishes that felt that they were left off, left out, ignored. Madam Speaker, infrastructure, bringing infrastructure to all the parishes in Jamaica does help to strengthen the sense of national unity, that I am a part of the growth and development. And so we have put forward not just national plans, but parish-based plans, local plans that will ensure that every square inch of Jamaica will benefit from the infrastructure investment and the and we use St. Thomas as the first example of this kind of investment. And I see the member from South Geelong saying, please hurry up and come to Geelong. And I'm sure every member here, certainly members from Westmoreland and Hanover and Clarendon, particularly the northern sections of Clarendon, would all be saying, please hurry up and bring the infrastructure development to my neck of the woods. And we acknowledge that the dividends of peace, which results in greater space in our budget, that has to be spread equitably, both in terms of the social structure of the country, but also in terms of the geographic allocation. Yet, Madam Speaker, the South Coast Road Improvement Project has unfortunately been marred by interference, intimidation, and attempts by individuals to unlawfully insert themselves into the works. I bring it here, Madam Speaker, because it is important to set the policy, the procedures, and the standards so that there is no ambiguity. The government has made it clear, and I repeat it here in this house, that no one has the authority to hijack national projects, intimidate contractors, or substitute political muscle for lawful governance. That way, thank God. I'm happy to hear that. I'm happy to hear that. Thank you for the assurance. That way of doing things is the old politics. It is the very political violence that we celebrate that we have got rid of. And we can't return to it at all. So, where jobs, we have had a practice established many years ago that members of parliament must be notified in writing about projects in their constituency. And I'm sure every member of parliament, including the new ones that are coming in, you would want that to be the case. That every project in your constituency, and I'm speaking it here from heads of agencies who are here, that you must alert, notify members of parliament about things that you're doing in their constituency. That must be the case. There has also been a long-standing convention that where these projects or programs generate employment, that a privilege is extended. I'm not going to say a purpose, but a privilege is extended to the member of parliament to recommend persons to work. And there's even a further convention of asking the members of parliament to recommend liaisons. And it has worked well. We have not had any challenges. But we have to be practical. Where projects are already in train, and especially on the South Coast Road Improvement Project, which is deep in train, that any disruption or disturbance would not be in the national interest. Yeah, it would not be in the national interest. And in any event, I want to assure members of parliament that this administration is not about trying to deprive MPs of the privileges that are established in conventions. No. But this administration is about order. It is about ensuring that systems are in place that work to preserve and protect public resources. And so I want to just make it absolutely clear here that there must not be, it will not be countenanced. And where it crosses the law to become an illegal or criminal act, the government will pursue. Speak, honorable members. If this house is to be a part of the engine of growth and development, the opposition says, must be growth. I have said there must be growth. If this house is to be part of the engine of growth, then its members must operate with the highest standards of efficiency and productivity and integrity and accountability.
You don't know nothing about that. Loyalty.
We will advance the process to formally institute
Integrity. You know about integrity.
This reform will make clear what the public rightly expects its elected representatives to do: regular attendance and active participation in sittings and committees, diligent oversight of ministries and agencies, transparent and ethical use of public resources, and continuous visible engagement with constituents. It will also create a framework to measure performance, improve accountability, and strengthen public trust in institutions. This is not about restricting members, it is about elevating the standards of service. It is about ensuring that every seat in this house is not just occupied, but actively contributing to Jamaica's progress and prosperity. This third term is not about legacy, it is about destiny.
Delilah, Juliet Wallace, Delilah. Delilah, Delilah. Watch Delilah, Delilah. Yo. No, sir. Delilah, man.
Jamaica must end absolute poverty.
Lucifer and Delilah.
And we can do it. We can build a Jamaica where every family has access to housing and secure title to their property. We can build a Jamaica where the infrastructure is
So what I want to do really, let's go back and look for this part. I'm just trying to just dissect something and I try to show people that the body language and the wellness, how he move him hand and fingers them, like a statesman. And compared to Mark Williams, I'm gonna see a problem with that with me, right? So I move your finger them, move around and try to just, yeah man, stand firm. Was like you really just like yeah. So we are just look on the two of them. So look on it, Andrew Wallace speech or move around him and him really like him confident. Which is him not confident. Him know in a trouble, but him still a play the game. It's like him really, I don't know, but he's a different take like fish. I'm have to give him that. So you look at this.
in the last week or so, Alan still called, and I want to use this opportunity to express condolences to his family and friends. As somebody who's a lover of football, I can really say that he took the art and craft of being a baller to a higher level, and he will be sadly missed. And thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Thank the members of the House. I hope we can work together well, authentically, to move this country forward in the coming term.
Thank you, leader of the opposition. Next to his feet is our Prime Minister and Minister of Defense, Economic Growth and Infrastructure Development.
Anyway, we're there for a long time now. So we call it that. We might have just look back on this video because we have a little problem. Some of the part with the audio. So we have to go see what good from what not good and we might just cut it and make a video or whatever out of it. But anyway, big up each and every one who passed through again. Later on in the hours, we have a next topic to come with, but I'm going to do it on my phone when I relax. Because, as I'm saying, the big screen computer, them not firing off all cylinder as they should. So we have to just get the software them and things like that. But you know, we're not really worried. Those who want to do. We're not doing it to please people. Do it with us, please. Once you please yourself, you know. And that's it. Because some people go out there, they not really please themselves, please people. Some people dress to please people. Some people do a hairstyle to please people. And some of them can't even afford it. You have to be yourself. They are realists. And that's all it is. Yeah, man. So anyway, we go for yourself again. So out and running, out and gunning.
A big sound a play big tune.
Jah holy Emmanuel, I boy. Jah Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon. Well, Gideon go busting out them head again. So much oppression poor people face right now. Them crying out for freedom. Them crying out for free speech. Then said them want to stand up like them black liberators, like Malcolm X and Martin Luther and the ancient monarchy where come pave the way, sir. Free up black people from me tear down them fence, yeah. Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon, well, the Gideon go busting out them head. I listen, I the power of the Trinity. Give us the teaching of His Majesty, and we know war, no devil philosophy. Not until color of a man's skin is abnormal, significant, well, to the color of his eye. Remember all the war done in 1935.
On Sticky Stocky TV. If your finger is not sticky, subscribe. But if your finger sticky, do not subscribe on Sticky Stocky TV. Big up yourself, Giga.